Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown results in 205 Live results for the week of September 3rd. We got birthdays of September 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd. Braun Strowman turned 36. Junior Hall turned 39. Low Key turned 40. Former WCW U.S. Tag Team Champion, the Barbarian, turned 61. And WWE Hall of Famer Wendy Richter turned 58. On the 6th birthday, September 5th birthdays, Karma, a.k.a. Awesome Kong. She was born in 1977. Actually, these are the 4th birthdays. Xavier Woods, 1986. Blake, 1987. Now, and TNA co-founder Jerry Jarrett turned 77. Now for your 5th birthdays, James Sewell, 1976. Sin Cara Hunico, 1977. No birth. Okay, I already did the 4th. September 3rd birthdays, Biz Cleavage, 1969. TJP, formerly known as TJ Perkins, 1984. WWE has announced a 4 Horsemen tag team match for this coming Monday Night Raw from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Charlotte and Women's Champion Becky Lynch will team up to face Sasha Banks and Women's Champion Bayley. Tag team match will take place just days before Banks challenges Lynch at Clash of Champions and Flair challenges Bayley. WWE has moved Ronda Rousey to their alumni roster. She has been listed on the current Superstars page, but was changed this week. Rousey has been away from WWE since the WrestleMania 35 main event, focusing on starting a family with Travis Brown and doing some acting. No word yet on when Rousey will be back, but she was expected to be back by somewhere around WrestleMania 36. On a related note, Rousey and Brown recently celebrated 2-year wedding anniversary. Brown posted something on their Instagram link. This link. Also, Rousey posted her own YouTube video revealing that she got her finger stitches removed. Noted how Rousey suffered a gruesome finger injury while filming Fox's 911 series at this link. Who, she said, she almost lost her finger, wrote on Twitter when linking to the new video, the inevitable bumps on the road to recovery. Time to get my stitches out. In hindsight, I wish I countered him. Kevin Owens noted on Twitter that he was not at the tapings, the live edition of SmackDown, because he was in Florida to help his family prepare for Hurricane Dorian. I figured if I didn't show up, maybe Shane wouldn't either. I'd be doing everyone a favor. It worked. Actually, I didn't want to fly out early and leave my family in a potential hurricane. I tried to get to Norfolk today once I knew that they'd be safe, but no luck. It's on me. Owens wrote in response to a fan who asked why he wasn't on last night's show from Norfolk, Virginia. Owens has been feuding with Shane McMahon as of late. No word on what WWE is planned for their next feud. In the first time WWE matchup, Rey Mysterio will be going one-on-one against Grand Metalik next week on Raw as well. WWE announced on their social media channels the matchup between both luchadors. It was recently reported that Killer Kross was considering hiring a lawyer to deal with his contractual standoff with Impact Wrestling. According to PW Insider, Kross had indeed hired an attorney who was handling all communication between Kross and Impact. Kross and Impact have been at a standstill regarding his existing contract since May, when he requested his release, as he believes he is worth more than Impact, paying him only $40,000, $60,000, $80,000 over the 3 years life of his deal. A source said that those numbers are outdated and the final figures were much higher. But either way, Kross declined and is still on the existing contract, which has 18 months remaining on it. And the news is will be also on the Impact news and spoilers. Kross is not booked for the weekend for this week's Impact tapings. Last appearance for the promotion came semi-anniversary, July 7th. Adding to complexity of Kross's issues with Impact, and he was participating in a first blood match, but he didn't want to blade for the match, as some states don't have blading is illegal. Prompted Impact to secure fake blood hours before the event, to which Kross agreed to use during the defeat. Kross was also upset that there was no doctor for his anniversary, considering he was involved in such a match which required blood. Impact conceded that no doctors were present, but there were emergency medical technicians at the facility. As the tapings are held on September 5th and 6th. Despite the tapings practically taking part in his backyard, Kross will not be present, and there was no timetable for when he will return to the company. WWE announced that 2 new talents have been reported to the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, to begin working for NXT. Jorge Bali and Edgar Lopez. Bali is known to pro wrestling fans as El Hijo del Fantasma, or King Cuerno of Lucha Underground fame. He is a second-generation talent. Lopez is a former soccer player from Monterrey Institute of Technologies, Borregos Salvajes team. He worked for the December 2018 WWE tryouts in Santiago, Chile. Cesaro finally got his braces removed from a brutal mouth injury suffered at 2017 No Mercy pay-per-view. He was forced to get braces following successful maxillofacial surgery. After the surgery, and can be found at this link, as WWE posted a video of them talking about the injury and finally getting the braces off. Earlier on Wednesday, Carmella took to Instagram discussing why she has not been as active recently in WWE. In her post, the former SmackDown Women's Champion spoke about recently having a health scare. Didn't say what it was. All she said was she was forced to slow down because of it. Quote, I recently had a health scare that shook my world. I was super apprehensive, still am, to post about it because I'm not looking for any sort of sympathy. Unquote. Carmella begins by saying, also quoted, it said I wanted to share what this past month has taught me. You might find my perception to be trivial and unimportant, but these are my thoughts. For the first time in 6 years, I was forced to slow down. I never had an injury with time off or anything of the sort since I started with WWE. I was able to slow down for a few weeks and just be. It opened my mind and my eyes to the world I didn't notice for 6 years, and allows me to present instead of worrying about the next thing on my to-do list, unquote. She adds that having time off has opened her mind to do the things she has been missing out on, such as having downtime in real life and spending time with her loved ones. Additionally, she comments about how she is learning to stay away from the social media due to the increased negative backlash she and other wrestlers have been receiving online. And quoted by saying, I took a break from social media and it really allowed me to live in the moment and see what was right in front of me, unquote. Carmella said, I had conversations with the people I would have normally seen because my head would be buried in my phone. More importantly, social media is not real. The fact that at one point or another would get bothered by a few crass comments made by presumptuous, ill-mannered trolls makes me laugh now. It's also significant at the end of the day. Do these trolls care about my health and well-being? Are they the ones who will be there for me when crap hits the fan? Heck no. So why would I care what people on an app in my phone have to say about me? I spent time with my most important people in my life in a world where I'm constantly on the road. I rarely get more than a few hours with those who matter most to me. I'm grateful I was able to spend so much time with my sister and my parents, who are my world. I was also constantly laughing with my boyfriend, who was the most supportive man on the planet. I truly don't know what I would do without him. Talking about Corey Graves. Unquote. At the end of her post, she encourages others to try to be nicer to everyone they encounter, as well as to not second guess things they want to do or pursue it in life. Things can and will go wrong, regardless of how healthy your lifestyle is. Carmella stated, it's important to feed our bodies with happy thoughts, clean and healthy foods, and all of the positive vibes. Let's all try to be a little better as humans. Everyone we meet is going through something. Be nice. Life is short. Hug your family. Laugh more. Let the little things go. Buy the shoes and drink the wine. Unquote. The big WWE creative team shakeup that was finalized on Wednesday was brought on by several internal issues and concerns, including a severe botching of the SmackDown storyline with Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Erick Rowan, according to a new report from The Wrap. As noted, Ryan Ward is now out as the lead writer for SmackDown, and the official word is that he is on a personal leave. With Ward gone from SmackDown, Ed Koskey is the new lead writer for the Blue brand and will be working with SmackDown Executive Director Eric Bischoff now. He also works with WWE's Vice President of Creative Writing, Koskey, who has been with WWE for more than 18 years, with 10 of the months spent as a top writer, had been working as a lead writer for Raw. The new Raw head writer is Jonathan Beckstrom, who will be working with Raw Executive Director Paul Heyman. Beckstrom was actually brought to Raw a month or so ago by Heyman after working as the lead writer of 205 Live since November 2016. The new 205 Live head writer is Chad Barbish, who had been unofficially working as the main writer for the Raw brand ever since Heyman brought Beckstrom to Raw. But now the role is official. He also noted that there have been an internal feeling that SmackDown creative changes were inevitable, as Vince McMahon has been making heavy edits to the Blue brand since TV scripts as of late. The Wrap reports that the changes finalized on Wednesday have been in the works for weeks, and that they follow the botch storyline involving the double ledger for Rowan. As remember the twin storyline, they just dropped it. No mention of him. Regarding Ward's leave of absence, the Wrap reported that it would be short term. Ward will likely join WWE's home team when he returns from leave, which is a team of writers that does not travel each week. This would be considered a major step down for Ward, who reassumed his role as SmackDown head writer earlier this year. Ward was previously credited by many for the glory days of NXT for a few years ago. As noted earlier in the day by Casey of Square Circle Sirens, Ward recently got married, and that may also have something to do with his leave. Also noted back in July, WWE had fired Steve Guerrero. The Wrap adds that Ward had been sharing the lead writer role with Guerrero until that departure. Before that, Hall of Famer Road Dogg Brian James stepped down from the same SmackDown role. While there were some issues with the Blue brand, Raw had much more consistency with Koskey leading things. The Wrap noted that Beckstrom is taking over a lofty Raw role from Koski. He was moved way up the ladder of the company a month ago when Heyman brought him from 205 Live to Raw. The creative shakeup is due to a perceived lack of direction on the Blue brand. Changes come as WWE prepares to premiere on Fox Friday nights beginning October 4th, airing live each week from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. regular time. Under the new $1 billion deal from Fox. The deal is putting a lot of pressure on the SmackDown writing team. The changes also come amid growing questions about Bischoff's leadership on the show. According to the report, their source cited Bischoff's decision to hire Stevie Long, a writer who formerly worked on the Sons of Anarchy TV show. Long was reportedly found asleep in a writer's room by WWE Hall of Famer and longtime employee Michael P.S. Hayes. During Long's first day on the road with the company, but he is still employed. Bischoff declined to comment on the story when contracted by the Wrap, and Long's manager was unable to give a comment from his client before publication. Going back to the botching of the Rowan storyline, the Wrap reports that Bischoff and the Blue Brand team have come under scrutiny due to the handling of the creative. Their source noted that the storyline was botched so bad that explaining to anyone that it was supposed to be wouldn't make any sense at all. McMahon talks about why he hired Heyman and Bischoff for the new executive roles during the 2019 Q2 earnings call earlier summer. Vince did not mention Heyman and Bischoff by name, but first referenced the new roles during his opening segment to investors that morning. Vince noted twice during the call how the new executive director hires will prevent him from getting in the weeds as he has in the past. One of the things that we've done is to hire two executive directors, one for Raw and one for SmackDown, and doing so, it allows me to look at a longer range story, also spend more time on talent development, and not get into the weeds as much as I had to do in the past. That is really, really good thing for long term as well as short term. Actually, we've seen a big result already. Vince said in his opening segment, thanks to courtesy to seeking alpha for the transcript. Vince was later asked by an investor about why the company chose to hire executive directors at this time and how much latitude Heyman and Bischoff will have. Why now question is a logical one. Vince said, I can't personally be in the weeds any longer, and we have these two individuals who have a longer range of point of view and a developmental point of view. Both of these individuals have extensive backgrounds in the business from various aspects, and with the organizational aspect that they have and the depth of talent. Executive talent we now attract is going to be really good for our business. And how much latitude they will have, that's again allows me to have a broader overview of things and escape from getting on the weeds. So they'll have a lot of latitude. WWE currently has approximately 25 creative writers across the company, according to the new report from The Wrap. A Fox Sports representative did not immediately respond to The Wrap's request for comments. The WWE spokesman issued the following in a response to a request: "We don't comment on employee matters," unquote. Lio Rush has released a new music video at this link for his new I Wonder single. The song can be downloaded from Lio's own site, lio.hearnow.com. Go to that link. YouTube description says, Lio strikes with his new single, I Wonder. Melodically ranting off his deepest thoughts and fears on love, drugs, and more, unquote. Rush has been away from WWE since mid-April, following reports of backstage heat with officials and co-writers. It's been reported that he was headed back to WWE NXT but that hasn't been confirmed. WWE is scheduled to have a tryout for referees this week at the Performance Center, but recently been canceled due to Hurricane Dorian. According to Casey of the Squared Circle Sirens, noted that WWE was looking to hire more referees, especially female referees. Also noted that women's indie wrestler was offered a referee job but turned it down. According to Casey, there's still no word on who that wrestler was. Casey noted that WWE was supposed to have another indie wrestler at the Performance Center this week for the tryouts, and Nick's due to the hurricane, and he believes it was unnamed wrestler still got the tryouts. But also reported by Casey, former Impact Knockout Scarlett Bordeaux was at the Performance Center for a tryout this week. Scarlett was reportedly not the wrestler offered the referee job, though. WWE continues to celebrate 40 years of the Intercontinental Title this week on their digital and social platforms. And this is this video here, link, is a 35-minute Intercontinental Title Roundtable with Christian, Randy Orton, and The Miz, hosted by Kathy Kelly. Current Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura is set to defend his title against Miz at Clash of Champions September 15th. Then go to that link. It looks like Erick Rowan may be getting new ringers, and Kim Dyla of Kyla Custom took to Instagram at this link while backstage at Tuesday SmackDown, and noted that she had been working on new gear for Rowan. Dyla has worked on gear for other wrestlers for a while now, as Rowan went viral this year for some of the metal band t-shirt that he's been wearing. But it looks like he will be getting back to a custom, unique look. And you can see Dyla's Instagram post at that link. And she may have teased a Viking look for Rowan, as she wrote, hashtag pound, hashtag whatever, today's office, hashtag WWE, at WWE, hashtag SmackDown Live, just finished fitting my good friend, at Eric Redbeard, hashtag Rowan, and some cool, hashtag Kyla Custom Rock Wear Gear, WWE Metal Shirt Club, hashtag Today Shirt Selections, riffing at Enslaved Official, and at Soul Staffar, staff here, _ official, hashtag Just Viking Things. Go to that link from Instagram. Earlier today, AEW tweeted the case of the stolen world title belt has been solved. They thanked the Tallahassee Police Department, and that was it. Chris Jericho had the title stolen from him a while he was eating dinner at Longhorn Steakhouse in Tallahassee, Florida on Sunday. Interesting note, the AEW's tweet thanking the Tallahassee Police Department, saying case solved has been deleted. Jeff Berlow reported for the Tallahassee Democrat, noted on Twitter that the TDP did recover the belt earlier this morning after someone turned it in at police headquarters. Person reported that they found the title belt alongside the road. It was also noted that the title was valued at over $30,000. Berlow added, no arrests have been made in the theft of at I Am Jericho championship belt, which was recovered today. Investigators at Tally PD are asking anyone with information to call them at this number here, or Crime Stoppers. I'll post them both. Also, at another tweet from that the belt was stolen at around 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, but Jericho didn't report it. Stolen for almost 2 hours. Unquote. Former Impact Knockout Never mind, I already did that. Copied it twice. Oh, Scarlett Bordeaux, formerly of Impact, had recently been in WWE as a rosebud for Adam Rose, and also lost a squash match to Nia Jax in December 2016. A rosebud for 2014 and lost a match to Nia Jax. And Killer Kross, who is currently dating Bordeaux, spoke back in July about Bordeaux possibly heading to WWE for the breaking news, and now she has been there. And he was asked by a fan. He said, "Great question," and he laughed. Kross replied, when asked about Bordeaux receiving her release from Impact, while he didn't, "I suppose that will be a story that she will tell one day when the time is right. But we are very happy, and the future is looking super interesting for her. There'll be some breaking news about that in the immediate future, and she will post that herself." Raw and SmackDown writing teams are being split up before the official talent roster split comes during the second week of October, which is the WWE Draft. NXT General Manager William Regal has announced that Rhea Ripley versus NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler in a non-title match for next Wednesday's NXT episode. It was also announced that Johnny Gargano will address his NXT future next week. Regal has also announced a triple threat for the September 18th NXT episode, which will be airing on USA Network premiere. Participants are Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Mia Yim, and the winner will become the new #1 contender for Baszler future title shot. Dark match before SmackDown from the Norfolk Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia. Virginia saw Heavy Machinery defeat the B-Team. SmackDown opened up with a look back at the heel turn by SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley on Raw. Bayley and Sasha reunited to beat down Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch to close the show. Live from the Norfolk Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia, saw Tom Pellos welcomes us to the show, chimed in with Corey Graves and Byron Saxon. We go to the ring, out comes SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley to a mixed reaction. Tom plugs her match against Charlotte Flair at Clash of Champions. Bayley takes the mic in the middle of the ring and boos get louder. Some fans still chanting for Bayley. Bayley says everyone has something to say about last night. People are saying they didn't see it coming. Bayley asks if they didn't see her friendship with Sasha Banks coming. So she goes on about how Banks had her back from day one, and also has always been there for her no matter what. Bayley goes on and says she's trying to show everyone the champion she's trying to be for the division. She's trying to give opportunities to others. She goes on, but some fans boo. Bayley says she's always tried to make everyone feel like she did when she was a kid, when she was a fan. Bayley goes on about with the fans deserving a champion with recognition like Lynch, and says she will be that champion. Fans aren't buying it. Bayley says that begins at Clash of Champions when she beats the most selfish Charlotte. She goes on, but the fans boo and music interrupts. Flair makes her way out to a mixed reaction from the crowd. Flair says she's the queen of selfishness. She goes on and says what you see is what you get with her. But there's no blindsiding and there's also no hugging. Flair tells Bayley to hug that title real right because at Clash of Champions, the music interrupts. Out comes Banks to the ramp. Banks watches as her music continues playing. Flair suddenly ejects Bayley out of nowhere and drops her. This leads to Banks rushing the ring. They brawl and Flair gets the upper hand. Flair mounts Banks and beats her until Bayley comes back with a steel chair. Bayley hits Flair with more shots as she yells out in pain. Fans are booing. Bayley hands Banks a chair and she delivers a few to Flair. when she's down. Bayley with more share shots from herself. Fan chat Becky as fans and Bayley stand over Flair. So in the come segment, Roman and Daniel will come face to face. Also, the King of the Ring quarterfinals will wrap up. Which the next match is Ali versus Elias. We go to the ring. Out comes Ali for the first Blue Brand quarterfinal match. Back to commercial. Back to the break. Out comes Elias with his guitar, which he leaves on the King of the Ring's own. We get sidebar comments from Elias before the match. Bell rings and Elias takes control, working over Ali with the arm. Fan chat by Ali as he turns it around. Elias catches a crossbody, but Ali sides and delivers a chop, but hurts his own hand. Elias launches Ali into the corner, and they tangle some. Ali shows Elias up and rolls him up for a 2 count. More back and forth before Ali nails the kick to send Elias out to the floor. Ali runs the ropes for a suicide dive, but Elias catches him on the floor. Elias launches Ali back into the apron, and then launches him to the bottom of the ramp with a suplex. Elias breaks the count and goes back out to send Ali face first in the corner of the barrier. Elias launches Ali at ringside with another throw. Elias presses Ali above his head and tosses Ali over the timekeeper's area, but as we go to commercial. Back for the break, they're going at it in the ring. Trade shots in the middle. Elias runs into a kick in the corner. Ali flies in from the ropes and slams Elias face first into the mat for a 2 count. Elias gets sent back to the floor. Ali runs the ropes and leaps out, nailing a suicide dive to send Elias into the barrier. Ali brings him back in the ring and goes up top. Elias decks Ali and climbs up top himself. More back and forth. This leads to Ali applying a crossface submission as the fans pop. Elias goes for the bottom rope and makes it to break the hold. Elias sends Ali face first at the turnbuckle. Elias gets Ali sitting up on the shoulders and brings him down with a sit-down powerbomb. Elias with a stretch muffler submission. Ali stomps on Ali's head, and Ali tries to break the hold. He finally gets to the bottom rope and breaks it. Ali gets focused on the leg, dragging Ali over and slamming his leg around the ring post. Ali ends up climbing to the top now. Elias climbs up with him. Elias shoves Ali off to the floor, but he lands on his leg. Ali lands hard and limps, but is still standing. Elias leaps off the top, but Ali nails a big super kick in mid-move. Referee counts as both are down. Ali brings it back into the ring and goes up top. Ali goes for the 450, but Elias moves out of the way. Elias approaches, but Ali kicks him from the mat. Elias keeps fighting and drops a knee to the back of the knee. Elias nails the drift away and covers for the pin to advance to the semifinals. After the match, Elias stands tall as the music hits. We go to replays. Tom shows us the updated King of the Ring brackets. Elias advances to the next week's semifinals and will face the winner of tonight's Gable versus Andrade match. We see Elias sitting up on the King of the Ring throne again with his guitar. Kayla back to backstage with Samoa Joe. She asks about next week's Raw King of the Ring triple threat with Ricochet and Baron Corbin, and what brings him to SmackDown tonight. Joe says last night was just a minor inconvenience and the throne is still his. Joe says it's a SmackDown superstar he faces in the finals should know that he will put them to sleep. Then he will be crowned king. We see Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross walking backstage. Back to commercial. Back to the ring. Aleister Black is sitting backstage in his usual spot. Black says if the mountain isn't coming to him, he's coming to the mountain. Black says he's headed down to the ring to see if there's anyone man enough to pick a fight with him. Black gets up and walks off at the end of the segment. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. We go to the ring. Out comes SmackDown Tag Team Champion Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for a non-title match. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville were out next. Rose meets Cross in the middle of the ring. Shows off some. Cross attacks her and unloads with strikes. Kross takes Rose down with a clothesline. Clothesline turn to the corner. Or in the corner. Kross slams Rose and covers for a 2 count. Rose nails Kross hard and Kross drops her. Rose takes it to the corner and Kross comes. In comes DeVille for a double team. Kross ends up leaping out to the floor and taking down Rose and DeVille at the same time as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Rose is stopping Kross from making a tag. Kross nails a big knee. Bliss finally tags in, as does DeVille. Bliss unloads on DeVille and drops her in the middle of the ring for a 2 count. Rose breaks it to pin. Kross comes in, but Rose tries to slam her. It's blocked. Kross and Rose end up on the floor. Bliss goes for DeVille, but DeVille lands kicks. Bliss slides out of a move and hits a big DDT. Rose goes up top for the Twisted Bliss, while Kross jumps on Rose's back on the floor. Rose slams Kross into the ring post. Bliss goes for the Twisted Bliss after a distraction, but DeVille gets her knees up and Bliss lands hard. Rose tags back in as DeVille levels Bliss with a knee. Rose covers Bliss for the non-title win. So they get a title shot with the win. After the match, Rose and DeVille stand tall as the champions regroup on the outside. We go to replays. Tom hypes up the possible title shot for Rose and DeVille at Clash of Champions. We see Randy Orton walking backstage, back to commercial. Back to the ring. Samoa Joe stops Chad Gable backstage. Joe mocks Gable and taunts him for thinking he has a chance at the King of the Ring. Joe laughs at Gable and walks off. We go to the ring. Out comes Randy Orton to a pop. Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions as Tom hypes Orton versus Kofi at Clash of Champions. Fan chant Orton's name as he takes the mic. Orton says, "We will have a new WWE champion in 2 weeks." Fans boo. Orton says he will prove that Kofi is a fraud and has never been on his level. Orton goes on about setting a trap last week, but fans interrupt by chanting for Kofi. Orton says the best part about last week was the sweet sound of Kofi's skull bouncing off the floor. Orton says he's decimated the New Day for weeks and taking out his power positivity stuff. Orton shows us highlights of his recent moves against the New Day, including the assist from the Revival. Orton says he doesn't want to wait for Clash of Champions. He calls Kofi to the ring for a fight. New Day's music hits and Orton waits for Kofi, but Kofi never comes out. We see the Revival appear on the stage, beating on Kofi. They brawl to the ringside area as Kofi starts to get the upper hand on Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Orton comes out to the floor and makes a save. Orton brings Kofi into the ring. Revival follows. Orton takes the mic and repeatedly calls Kofi stupid while stomping all over him. As he does the Orton stomp, Revival holds Kofi down while Orton talks trash and issues another threat ahead of Clash of Champions. Kofi fights back and fights him off, but they come back and the Revival assists Orton again with a super RKO. Kofi is laid out once again in the middle of the ring. Orton and the Rebel stand tall over Kofi as the officials check on him. Orton, Dax, and Dawson hit the same corner to pose as Orton music start back up. Tom leads us to an updated video package of the storyline with Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Erick Rowan. Still to come, Reigns and Bryan will come face to face. We go back to commercial. Back from the break, Tom plugs Connor's Cure. We're coming up to October month. And WWE's fight against pediatric cancer. King of the Ring quarterfinal match, Andrade versus Chad Gable. We go to the ring for the last King of the Ring quarterfinal match as Andrade makes his way out with Zelina Vega. They stop on the stage to check on the King of the Ring throne. Gable was out next. Vega takes the mic before the match and brings up Gable being short. She says she could see him actually being the next King of the Ring if Andrade wasn't in the tournament. But he is, and he will beat you. She calls him a little guy to end her speech. The bell rings and Gable manhandles Andrade's start. Andrade turns around with an elbow to the face. Gable rolls Andrade up out of the corner for a 2 count. More back and forth. Gable launches Andrade across the ring as Vega looks on. Andrade catches Gable in the corner and launches him over the top rope. Gable lands hard on the floor as we go to commercial. Back for the break. Gable unloads on Andrade to turn around. Gable drops Andrade with a big kick to the back of the neck as Vega looks worried at ringside. Gable a rolling neck breaker to Andrade for a pop. Gable keeps control and hits a chicken wing suplex for another close 2 count. Vega tries to rally for Andrade. Andrade blocks Gable in the corner and delivers a big boot to the face. Gable decks Andrade but cuts him off in the corner. We see Elias watching backstage. Gable climbs up with Andrade in the corner but then gets hung upside down for the trio woe. Andrade nails a big stomp for a close 2 count. More back and forth. Gable with another roll up for a 2 count. Andrade hits 3 amigo suplexes, Eddie Guerrero style. And blocks it as Gable blocks the third and delivers a pair of German suplexes, but the third is blocked. More back and forth now. Fan chant for Gable after he gets up. Top for a huge moonsault. Andrade with more offense. Gable moves as Andrade charges in with double knees. Gable comes back with a German and holds it for the pin. But Vega is distracting the referee as you got a 5 count. Gable turns his attention to Vega, turns back around to a big elbow from Andrade. They tangle again and Gable rolls Andrade up for the upset pin to advance. Quick escape. After match, fans pop big for Gable as he celebrates. We go to replays as the music plays. Vega and Andrade aren't happy with a shocked win from Gable. Gable will face Elias in the semifinals from Madison Square Garden next Tuesday. And now it's plugged up. Plug Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Raw return next week for the contract signing between Raw Tag Team Champions Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal title match at Clash of Champions. Again, they try and do it. We go back to the ring. Aleister Black rises up from under the stage, makes his way down the ramp as we go to commercial. And his opponent is Shelton Benjamin. Back for the ring, Aleister Black goes at it with Shelton. Black shows Shelton up early on, and Benjamin is shot. Black with more offense with a big roundhouse kick. Black fights from the apron at one point, but Benjamin knocks him out to the floor. Where strikes him with own. Black catches a kick and dodges another. Black comes right back with a huge black mass kick for the pin and the win. After the bell, Black sits up in the middle of the ring as the music plays. We go to replays. Still to come, Daniel Bryan wants his apology from Roman Reigns. We see Sami Zayn backstage with Shinsuke Nakamura. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get 24/7 champion Drake Maverick backstage with wife Renee Michelle. Singh Brothers and B Team attack, but he fights them off and avoids the pin. Bo Dallas ends up getting a pin on Drake for the title for the win. Bo runs off with the 24/7 title. Curtis Axel is with him. Drake is left looking disappointed on the ground. Renee looks on. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Andrew Morton. We go to ring. I didn't hear the announcement of Andrew Morton. We go to ring. Out comes Intercontinental Championship Shinsuke with Sami Zayn. Sami has the music cut so the fans can't sing along with it. Sami says tonight it's all about Nakamura. Not the fans. Sami addresses the enhancement talent waiting in the ring and gets his name wrong. Sami says the guy might as well be the Miz tonight because this is what will happen to the Miz at Clash of Champions. Sami calls for the referee to do his dang job and ring the bell. Nakamura goes right to work on the enhancement talent and beats him down. Sami is doing commentary on the mic, praising Nakamura nonstop. Nakamura makes quick work of the enhancement talent and gets a non-title win with Katasha. After match, Sami and Nakamura leave as the music hits. B-Team, Singh Brothers, and Grand Metalik and Drake Maverick hit the ring as Nakamura and Zayn are leaving. This leads to Drake pinning Bo Dallas to regain the 24/7 title. Drake and his wife go to leave to the back, but R-Truth comes from behind and pins Drake to begin his 14th 24/7 title reign. We see Daniel Bryan walking backstage, back to commercial. Back for the break. Announces Hype Clash of Champions, including Roman Reigns, to a pop. Reigns looks over the crowd from the stage, but Erick Rowan attacks from behind. Rowan beats Reigns down at ringside, sends him to the steel steps. Rowan slams Reigns face first into the apron as Bryan looks on. Bryan comes out to stop Rowan, but Rowan shoves him into the barrier and Bryan goes down. Rowan picks Reigns up again and launches him head first into the ring post. Reigns lands hard and Rowan brings him back into the ring. Fans try to rally for Reigns as Rowan stands over him. Rowan grabs Reigns in an iron claw and drives him into the mat. Fans boo as Rowan stands over Reigns in the middle of the ring. Rowan takes the mic and yells out Reigns' name twice. Rowan says the joke is on the big dog if he thinks Bryan did this. Fans quickly give Rowan the what treatment. Rowan says Bryan is worse than everyone else, and he thinks he can control Rowan. Rowan says he's no one's puppet. Rowan says Bryan slapped him around last week, so why don't Bryan step in the ring right now and show how big of a man he is? Slap him around again. Rowan gets hyped up as Bryan looks on. Rowan turns back to Reigns and says he's proud of what he's done to Reigns, including the mystery attacks backstage and the car crash. Rowan says he's most proud of the pain that Reigns will feel at Clash of Champions. Rowan drops the mic and tosses Reigns back out of the ring. Rowan follows and grabs half of the steel steps. Rowan rams him into Reigns' face and he goes back down. Bryan comes over and yells at Rowan, then slaps him in the face. Rowan grabs Bryan with an iron claw and drives him through the announce table. Rowan screams out, "Never again," a few times as fans boo him. Rowan says no one touches him from now on. The officials come over and try to get Rowan to back off. We got a replays with Rowan standing over Reigns and Bryan. Rowan looks back at Reigns and yells about this being just a taste of what's to come. And SmackDown goes off the air. And I did not get any 205 live results, 205 live results, or any dark match main event results. So that concludes my video for this week of SmackDown. Thanks and peace out. See you want to be. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters. Ooh yeah, dig it.